Alrighty, it's time for round two of GP Zakros up against Li, who has been promoted to uh, curators. I believe this was a change last month, at the start of last month. Um, I might have been in May, but I know Li got promoted to the curator team recently, and I believe it was after our finals match in May. So congratulations to Li for getting on the curator team. They have a phenomenal mind for combo decks, so does not surprise me that they are on the curator team now to be able to help them keep an eye on potential combos as we head into new seasons. Um, Rolling a 6 to start off. Though our opponent is not on a combo deck this time, but they will get to choose player draw, and that's really bad for us because they're on Red Blue Blitz. At least that's what I'm calling it. I'm not sure if they would agree or disagree with the name, but it's a base red aggro deck. There's four mono red decks in the field, functionally mono red decks in the field. And this is one of two that is splashing blue. The blue splash is for a singleton copy of Research Grant plus three more in the sideboard, two copies of Syscall in the sideboard, and then three copies of Edgeland Pledge. Opponent is going to take the play. Does not surprise me here. One of the things that is nice for us is our opponent is on a deck that does not have much in the way of turn one plays. And we have two of our instant speed removal spells here in the opener. So while there isn't much action in the hand, I think it is going to be hard for us to get a hand that is more interactive in the early turns than this. I would not mind drawing a turn one answer into like a 1/1 because they do have some 1/1s that we could answer with a with an early pull of Tyzerus, but barring a pull of Tyzerus drawn, we only have three of those in the deck. I don't think I want to mulligan for it. I think this is pretty good. Inklight Dancer, Ominous Slaughter, both good into them. So we will keep. Opponent has kept 7. Probably Stark Expanse. The Ironcliff Blaster is they have 2 of that, so getting the Ironcliff Blaster on turn 1 is really good for them. We pick up another Ley Shard. I think we're going to play Stark Expanse tapped and pass on over here, holding the Desolate Path for next turn. Just playing the Shock tapped while we have the opportunity to play a tapped land here. If we had the Pull of Tyzerus, I would be playing the Desolate Path. They're going to reply to the call, give this +1/+0 in haste, draw a card, give this +1/+1. So that's going to be 3 damage on the board right now, and they're cantripping. So reply is pretty good here. They could find an Ephemia plus a mountain here to try and apply more pressure, or they could try and go for a trick of some sort here instead. Momentous Charge. So that's going to be, oh god, that is 6 damage right off the rip. So yeah, we go to 14 here. That's the kind of matchup we're in right now. Take 6. Opponent is down to 4 cards in hand, though. And that does beg a very important question here of whether we hold up Inklight, or whether we go for Inklight Dancer or Omen of Slaughter. If we hold up the Inklight Dancer, if we go for the Inklight Dancer, our opponent could blow us out in the form of double Face of Animosity, putting it out of range. Actually, a single face, any trick that could buff it out of range, because it is going to get +1 toughness as well. But the only thing that puts a counter on it to get it to 3 toughness in response would be a copy of Face of Animosity. So we're definitely playing the Desolate Path. The Ley Shard in the opener, followed by ripping 2 more Ley Shards, is very awkward. But we can kind of hold that, play a Ley Shard next turn, and hold up the other of our tricks. I think we're just going to ship on back here. Timeworn Crag's not too great here. They do have a fair few duels. but not much in the way of things we'd want to hit. The Crypt Festivarium is the thing we want to hit. And fortunately, it will be easier for us to pick off with Time Worn Crags because we can kind of wait to see them invest into the Festivarium first. Cash Thrasher is going to come down. We're going to say K, and then before combat, I would like to -2/-2 the Cash Thrasher, deny that value engine. So we're going to take one here, but that's fine. Doesn't look like our opponent has a second land drop. Oh, they did, but it's a Grip Festivarium. We're going to hold on to the Time Worn Crags because if they want to invest 3 mana into the Festivarium next turn, that is fine by me. So let's draw a Primal Fissure is very nice here. Let's play that Primal Fissure while it still comes into play untapped. Crack it for a Swamp. And run out a Lay Shard here. Let's just slide this on over so it's not representing something on our board. And then we will ship on over. Holding up the Omen in case we need to. We could have run out the Inklight Dancer, but I think it's just more important to hold up the Ominous Slaughter, even if this kind of telegraphs that we have a trick here. They could invest into the Grip Festivarium here. They're going to play a second Ironcliff Blaster. I guess if they have something that gives one of their blasters haste, they just have it. So but if they don't, they can sacrifice the Summoning Sick Blaster to get in the extra point of damage. Yeah, I'm gonna crack this in response. We will draw a card. Draw the 4th Lay Shard, my goodness. And then, yeah, we will just cast the Ominous Slaughter off of the mana there. So deal with the blaster that's in play. They did play a Reply to the Call, so that is one less way of giving it haste. They can flashback Momentous Charge here to give this new one haste and hit us for 4. But if they're doing that, I think I'm not too peeved. My big concern here right now is just the 3 Lay Shards need to be other things. They're going for Savvy Smith instead, though, so that is good for us. We will untap and draw. I think I really want to see... oh, man, I'd really love to see Chronicle of Extinction. We find a Revolt at the Palace instead. We can run out Lay Shard, and then crack them both, cast the Inklight Dancer. Just get a blocker out so we can buy a little bit of time. I think we play the Coalesced Mace. I think we want to hold the Time Worn Crags as long as we can. Let's play Lay Shard, and we'll actually crack the Lay Shard before we play the second one, I think. So we'll crack this, draw a card, add a black. I like seeing the Exorcist of Errors here. I think I'm playing that over the Inklight Dancer now. We could also just play the Inklight Dancer, hold up the black to activate Inklight Dancer so we can fade the block. Now, I think we're going to go ahead and play the second Lay Shard here. We'll crack this as well. Draw a second Revolt at the Palace. My goodness. Well, if we can survive to get these online, this is going to start taking over the game fast. We will spend 2 and play this Exorcist of Errors. If we see a good card that's face up, we just take the face up card and they can have the secret. But I'd like to try and take something from them if possible. If they're sitting on 2 lands, then it was very heads up for them to not play the 4th land, but I feel like they always play the 4th land there, so I think they're sitting on 2 non-land cards here. Yeah, because they did miss the land drop. So opponent is thinking about what they want to present face up. The funniest thing here would be if they have two cards, like two copies of the same card in their hand. There's a world where we're dead here. There's absolutely a world where we're dead here. And I don't love that that is a world we could live in. But it is the risk we must take. Edgeland Pledge is what's revealed. So that can deal 2 to our face, make a Solidarity token, swing with a pair of 3/2s. That's really good for them. I'll just take that. They could have something scarier in their hand. I'm not quite sure what the scarier thing would be. Like, probably Momentous Charge would be the only thing that's worse here. Face of Animosity is pretty close, though. Conscript would also be pretty bad. Yeah. I think Edgeland Pledge would be really rough, though. I don't want them to get a Solidarity token set up if I can avoid that, so we will just pass from there. So 1 unknown in their hand, Momentous Charge in their graveyard, 2 unknowns after this draw step. Only down 7 points of life is nice. Less nice is that they can just blitz us into oblivion. They're paying 2. They did have the conscript, so they're going to take the Exorcist of Errors, presumably give it haste. Man, this card's such a beating. Making a blue mana off the Savvy Smith. Tells me they... Oh, no, actually, they don't need to specifically have a blue card because they can just Momentous Charge here with the floating mana. Oh, God, Research Grant is really good here. Yeah, and then they can check off that they've cast 2 or more spells this turn. And then they just have to cast an instant or sorcery next turn to get it to flip. Yeah, that's going to be really effective. They mill Mountain off of the Research Grant and then get 1 card to hand. And hit us for 6. Ouch. Worst case scenario is they have the second conscript here, because if they have the second conscript, we just lose next turn. Set annotation. Just clear the owner tag and the haste. Alrighty, we untap, we draw, we pick up a Sealing Strike. We could go for Revolt of the Palace here. I think I want to just go Sealing Strike and Inklight Dancer, though. Question is Sealing Strike on Savvy Smith or on the Research Grant? I think I'm in on picking off the Savvy Smith. Research Grant is really good, but the process of them flipping it is going to take them another turn. And even with the value that Progress provides, we just need to stave off the pressure here. Once again, getting something like a getting a Chronicle of Extinction here would have been stellar, just to clear their board. But we are going to go Time-Worn Crags, kind of have to reveal it here. 1, 2, 3, we will Sealing Strike, pick off the Savvy Smith, and then unattach the Inklight Dancer, cast this, and debating if I want to swing in for 2. I think I kind of want to hold back both, because this gains First Strike. God. It's not the only 1 mana 1/1 in red that has ever been like a prowess gain first strike creature in this format. We've had one that had haste before, but it didn't constantly scale and grow. Got such a headache though, because Momentous Charge just does so much. Yeah, I think we just gotta hope that we stay alive here. We'll attach this to the Ceiling Strike. They untap, they draw 2 unknowns in their hand again. If we double block, they just get the free Momentous Charge here. They get to kill one of our things, but we don't die. They kill Exorcist of Errors. They always kill Exorcist of Errors, and then we keep Inklight Dancer. Is that fine? Because the alternative is we take 4 and we're just dead to a bolt. And if we single block, we take 1. I think we have to double block. It's fine to lose the Exorcist of Errors here. Momentous Charge, they have no guarantee of having the second red to... or sorry, they can't Edgeline Pledge, pay the red to kill Inklight Dancer here afterwards. And this does take Momentous Charge out of the lethality pool. So it's going to be a 4-2 here with First Strike. They get to kill Exorcist, presumably, and get back the Edgeland Pledge, but then we are not just taking a bunch of damage here. Kill Exorcist, yep. So this dies, that goes back to you. 1 damage marked on Inklight Dancer, but we do not take any damage here. They have not drawn a card here yet. If they had the reply to the call, I think they would have gone for it, because that would have killed the Inklight Dancer and flipped the Research Grant. So that tells me they probably aren't flipping Grant this turn, which means I am inclined to say I made the correct call on what to kill here. Second Grip Festivarium. So that is going to allow them to level up one of them next turn, barring any other options. But if they go for that, that's pretty all in. We will untap. We will draw. Corpse Pyre Fiend is great, but a little late here, because we would have loved being able to pick off the Momentous Charge. Thinking about going for the Fiend anyways as just another blocker, because we can cast it off of Coalesced Mesa, Time-Worn Crags. So this costs 2 to activate, because they have 2 non-basics. So we can play like Mesa Swamp for Corpse Pyre Fiend, hold up Time-Worn Crags activation, or just like 3 integrates. Or we can hold up integrate, sacrifice with Inklight Dancers activation. Is that better than running out the Revolt here? What do we have that we could hit with Revolt? I'm pulling up my deck list on the GP website. What are the things we have that we could possibly want? I mean, hitting a Path of Finax would be nice here, because like that empties their hand completely. Yeah, this is tricky. The Hail Mary could just cost me a lot, though, because we're at 7. We have 3 toughness that can block. If they flip Research Grant, we're in a lot of trouble. If they level up the Grip Festivarium, we're in a lot of trouble. Do we make this mistake? I think this is the kind of mistake that could cost us this game. But I think there's a possibility that waiting too long to develop Revolt means there's a lot of value we just miss out on. I think we got to go for it. I think we got to go for it while we have anything that looks even remotely like a window. So it's going to be counter on Revolt of the Palace, the top 6. We have choices, folks. We have Corpse Pyre Fiend, Data Weaver, Finax's Touch, and Exorcist of Errors once again. So we could Exorcist, try and just take away the card in their hand again. We could Phoenix's Touch to kind of do the same thing. We could Data Weaver, we could Corpse Pyre Fiend. I think the Fiend is a little worse here without us having the mana up to activate it. I think we're going to just take a new Exorcist here. Because it's the same 2-3 as Data Weaver, but it potentially denies them a resource in hand. So let us go. I mean, Data Weaver could also, like, it takes cards out of their deck, so we could potentially have a slightly more information on what's in their hand. And if the Data Weaver survives the turn cycle, we can start doing the Corpse Pyre Fiend things. We could even conscript 2 of their creatures between Fiend and Data Weaver, and then sacrifice them to Inklight Dancer is pretty funny. And if we had to land off of Data Weaver, we can also play that tapped. That's actually pretty tempting. I'm weighing if there's something in their hand I'd rather be concerned about. Edgeland Pledge is still pretty good for them. So I'd rather them not be able to Edgeland Pledge if I can help it, because it just makes Ironcliff Blaster a 3/2 first striker, and then means that their things are going to be +1 power on attacks for the rest of the game. But I don't know what else they could have that I need to be worried about. If they have the Edgeland Pledge and I deny them the Edgeland Pledge, what could they have in hand that is worth being afraid of? I think it's just going to be the Data Weaver. I think I need to start looking at value generation. So let's get the Data Weaver. So rest of these to the bottom. Data Weaver, target them. Momentous Charge, Bleeding Out, great things to deny here. We are going to put these on the enchantments, I think. Actually, we're going to put both of them on Revolt of the Palace. They have no answers to Revolt in their 75, so I think I'm comfortable just hiding them away there. Tucking them somewhere where they cannot reach. And we'll just pass. So Bleeding Out, Momentous Charge, successfully denied. Those were really stellar cards to deny them. Momentous Charge would have been their next draw. So Momentous Charge would have been the devastating hit there. But I'm feeling a little more comfortable here. I think if they just charge up Grip Festivarium and swing for 3, I'm very happy to just take the double block and let them kill Data Weaver. Because this gives Menace, right? Yeah. And if they go for level up Grip Festivarium, do nothing else, I'm also very happy with that. I think the perfect world here is they level up Grip Festivarium and then just ship on over, and then I draw step, hit Chronicle of Extinction, upkeep, or sorry, draw step, hit Chronicle of Extinction, main phase 1, revolt into Path of Phanex, and then I can just path, hit 2 cards in their hand, and then Chronicle dumpster their graveyard, and then they're just stuck with an Ironcliff Blaster in play. I'm not even sure if that would be amazing, but I just kind of want to Chronicle them pretty badly. Because they do care about their graveyard. Beyond just the flashback spells, they are a Fabricated Anomaly deck, and that is a card I very desperately do not want them to get value out of, and they're built to get good value out of it. I feel like if they had Fabricated Anomaly, they would go for it, because it flips their research grant. So feels like a good sign that they have not gone for it yet. I actually wouldn't mind Revolt of the Palace flipping into Phoenix here, because we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 Devotion. If we flip into Phoenix, we can Corpse Pyre Fiend to just kind of lock Phoenix into being active. And then we can Corpse Pyre Fiend plus Data Weaver start like taking over the game. There's also a merit to thinking about not blocking with Data Weaver if they offer it up. Fabricated Anomaly, they did have it in their hand. Okay. So that is going to flip the research grant here. I think I'm I think I'm more interested in bleeding out the Fabricated Anomaly now. We'll see what Revolt of the Palace hits and what we draw, but it does not seem like a bad plan for us to just try and kill this before they get too much value out of it. This puzzle box token is going to be a pain for the rest of the game, though. So just gotta be mindful of that. I do also like that my opponent's kind of tanking here, though, on the puzzle box, because they might just not have things they want to discard, which is bad for us. Oh, Misty Peak played from hand, and they're shocking it in. So they're just going to go for the Edgeland Pledge. No discards to Fabricated Anomaly. So they're not going to flip Research Grant here. They're just making the Solidarity token. This is going to be a 3/2 first striker. We're just going to take 3, go to 4. Or sorry, it's going to be a 4. We're going to go to 3. Oh god, actually, is that fine? Is it fine for us to go to 3? They've got 1 less bleeding out. Only 1 high voltage, only 3 bleeding outs. If we block, we are guaranteed losing Data Weaver. I don't think they ever let us lose the Inklight Dancer instead. I think we just gotta take it. They're empty-handed. This now costs 1 to activate. So thank you for playing that Misty Peak. We will untap. We will draw. We will main phase 1, Revolt of the Palace. View the top 6. Pull of Tyzerus. Looming Psyhawk. Pull of Tyzerus. I'm kind of interested in pull here. But Psyhawk is also nice. Psyhawk would have been amazing here to stop the Fabricated Anomaly and the Solidarity here. Ugh. I will say I'm boarding in the 2 that are in my sideboard, and Psyhawk is amazing here. I think I'm going to go Tyzerus, kill the Anomaly, and then bleeding out the Ironcliff Blaster. Yeah, I think I like that. So move rest to bottom. We are getting this. Goodbye, Fabricated Anomaly. And then we get to play Gates of the Underworld, tapped. Black and colorless for Corpse Pyre Fiend. Oh, actually, that was bad. Yeah, we probably shouldn't have played the Fiend there. We should have just gone Lay Shard bleeding out. Do we still bleeding out then? Yeah, because this is going to be a 3/2 with 4/3 first striker otherwise. I think we just gotta Data Weaver kill this, and then hope they don't puzzle box into something too scary. Yeah. We will unattach the Bleeding Out, kill the Ironcliff Blaster. Oh, whoops, that's not my graveyard. That's not mine. There we go. And then hold up Corpse Pyre Fiend activation, or if they play a non-basic, we can hold up Time Worn Crags. I don't imagine they play a non-basic here, though. It might have been a mistake to hold up the Time Worn Crags, because we've denied ourselves the Inklight Dancer life gain. Yeah, that was this turn was a slew of mistakes, and we just gotta hope they don't draw a bolt off of their puzzle boxes. Though, if they draw a bolt off the puzzle box, they get to flip Research Grant anyways, so the bolt would have probably killed us regardless. But yeah, this was a bit of a sloppy turn. What's the scariest thing they could pick up here? Ephemia's not too scary. Fabricated Anomaly's not too scary. I guess we gotta be worried of, like, them discarding a Momentous Charge and then getting a cheap creature that they can give haste. I think I just gotta hold back for one more turn. They are immediately looting away a Primal Fissure, so that's good for us. Yeah, the Corpse Pyre Fiend was not a good play. They're going to flip Progress. Be afraid, be very afraid. That could just be 6 damage they're sitting on there. And if it is 6 damage, our misplays did not ultimately matter a whole lot. The only thing that really impacts us here is picking off the Savvy Smith, but I don't think we win if they have the Savvy Smith at play. So I think we had to let them get the progress here. This being said, if we untap here successfully, we can animate Gates to the Underworld. We've got the Devotion. 3 mana, leveling up Grip Festivarium. They are going to combat. We block with these. They kill Data Weaver. Then we have 6, 12, 14 on the backswing. And then this is going to have lifelink. We gain 6. Yeah, we're going to take the double block here. I'm not going to expose Corpse Pyre Fiend. I think it's too important. I don't mind losing Data Weaver here. We don't want to play this Momentous Charge anyways. Okay, they're killing Weaver. I guess the downside here is we couldn't just sacrifice the Weaver to gain 1 and deal 1. But then we would have lost the Inklight Dancer too, so it's fine. On end step, I am going to... I think... we shall... got, like, nothing that particularly cares about their graveyard besides, like, Fabricated Anomaly eating their graveyard and Momentous Charge being cast from their graveyard. So I think we will just tap 1 and we will eat... we'll eat Exorcist of Errors. And we'll put that on Revolt of the Palace. Yeah. We will untap. We draw Path of Phaenax. It's pretty good here. Main phase 1. There's no world where I pay the white off of Coalesced Mesa here. Yeah, we're gonna animate Gates of the Underworld. Then this will resolve. Set annotation to double strike. Crack 412. Actually, hold on. No, we just got lethal. Because we momentous charge. No, we can't momentous charge because we lost the Data Weaver. Duh. Well, we will go to combat. Actually, hold on. 1, 2, 6, and 6. That's 14. We are a black mana off of killing with Inklight Dancer, and we have the Lay Shard to get there. So that's going to be 6, 12, 14. Yeah, we've got it. We ship 14 here. And then our opponent not killing the Inklight Dancer gives us lethal. They have let us keep this Inklight Dancer the whole game, and they're going to pay the price for it here. Second main, Lay Shard, crack Lay Shard, draw a card, make a black. We don't even have to invest the Inklight Dancer now. We can just Finaxes touch the card out of their hand. They lose 1. Oh, yes. My life gain. Oh, Inklight Dancer doing work. Felt like I was playing a little sloppy at some points in there, but yeah, Inklight Dancer, the theory behind it is sound. Man, this card is good. So sideboarding, as far as that goes, archival storage seems pretty critical. Soul Guide Lantern, debatably also very important, but I think I'm going to pass on the Soul Guide Lanterns. Corpse Fire Fiend and Chronicle are both very good at checking the graveyard on their own. Looming Psyhawk is just going to be good at keeping the puzzle box from coming down, keeping the Solidarity token from coming down, and keeping their 1/1s from being generated. I'm debating if I want a second copy of Athreos, because things are going to die in this matchup, and having the incidental life gain would be really nice, but probably not, because we're going to board in the Zakros Decrees as well. So questions we need to ask ourselves are, how much do we care about Lay Shard? How much do we care about the Path of Finax? How much do we care about some of our creatures? We could cut the Athreos. We could debatably even cut Chronicle of Extinction. I don't know if I want to cut Chronicle, because Chronicle would have been really good there on a couple different occasions. I think we're going to go down the path of Phoenixes. As much as they are good to kind of pad our life total a little bit, disrupt their hand a little bit, I don't want to fill their graveyard all that much. There aren't really things I'm looking to take with the third chapter, and this is kind of like the last thing I want to be spending turn 3 doing. So Path of Phoenix is out. We just need to figure out what else we are trimming. I'm definitely cutting at least 1 Lay Shard. It's just a question of if we're cutting another Lay Shard in Athreos, cutting 2 Lay Shards, or cutting like 2 Chronicle of Extinctions, or 1 Chronicle, 1 Lay Shard. Sealing Strike seems pretty important here, just because this is just going to be hard removal. This might as well be Banish or Rifle without the Exalted. Pull of Tizerus, Ominous Slaughter, pretty important. Phoenix's Touch, it's just too cheap for us to not want to have. Revolt of the Palace proved to be very important there. Data Weaver, Corpse Pyre Fiend, Exorcist, all really important. Let's look at what they might be boarding in. They're probably bringing in the Cash Thrashers for more value. They're probably looking at like maybe Syscall or Igneous Visions. They might be looking at a Viva even. Yeah, so there's some things to be aware of as far as what they might be boarding in. I think it's going to be 2 Lay Shards for sure. But what is the third thing we cut? Maybe it is a Phoenix's Touch. It's Phoenix's Touch or Athreos, I think. Is there a world where we just, like, cut 2 Lay Shards and put in the second Athreos? That can't be right, right? I'm also thinking about, like, what if we do want the third and fourth Chronicles? Like, because those felt like they would have been really good at multiple occasions there. So maybe we do want the Chronicles, but then what are we cutting for Chronicle? Okay, so let's look at like a more intense boarding situation here, where we're cutting a third Lay Shard, cutting a Phoenix's Touch. We can't cut creatures, so I don't think we do want the Athreos. Maybe we just want cutting Lay Shard and putting in Chronicle feels bad, but maybe this is a play. But alternatively, we keep the Phoenix's Touch, we keep the Lay Shard, and then this is where we're at. We're doing Zakros, Decrees, Looming Cyhawks, and Archival Storages for 3 Lay Shards, 3 Path of Phoenix. This, I think, was the simplest boarding plan, so let's just go for this. We're going to be on the draw anyways, so having higher cost stuff does not seem super advisable on the draw here. So opponent presumably on the play here. Ooh. Triple Exorcist of Errors, Zakros Decree. And then we've got Stark Expanse, Swamp, Time-Worn Crags. Interesting. Yeah, we're keeping this. How would you feel if you just didn't get cards? Misty Peak tapped. Nice to see. It's one of the cases of them having only 6 1-drops coming up here. Coalesced Core. Interesting draw. We'll play our own tapped land and pass. I think we're just going to play Swamp and then Exorcist here, and then we can go Time-Worn Crags or Coalesced Core into Zakros Decree. They have Cash Thrasher. Memories are, I believe, face-down cards, yeah. And they can look at it at any time. We're going to take 2. So these are going to be cards that are going to sit in exile probably for the rest of the game. We will untap. We will draw. We pick up a Pull of Tizerus is interesting. So maybe we do that instead of the Zakros Decree. Actually, we probably want to do like Zakros Decree swing with the first Exorcist and then Pull of Tizerus the following turn. So we're going to go Swamp, Exorcist. I don't think we're taking the Cash Thrasher block here if they offer it. I'm going to get a note document up just in case we do not take like the face-up pile, or like even if we do take the face-up pile, I want to remember what they have besides the thing we take. Fun thing of Exorcist of Errors, it is very prone to playing a bit of a waiting game while the opponent figures out what the hell they're going to do in the face of an Exorcist of Errors. And unfortunately for Le, we're going to be making them think about this a lot. Fabricated Anomaly, Edgeland Pledge are interesting offers here. Is there a world where they're trying to bait us into taking a peek at the 3 lands in their hand? Do we care about what's in their hand if we can just take away the Fabricated Anomaly? No, I don't think we actually care about the Fabricated Anomaly. I almost want to take the Edgeland Pledge instead. Because the Edgeland Pledge allows them to safely attack the Cash Thrasher here. And while getting them the puzzle box next turn sucks, you know what sucks more? The opponent being able to get a Solidarity token set up unfettered. Yeah, I respect this card too much. I think it's too important in this matchup. So they have Fabricated Anomaly in hand. We're not going to block if they offer us the opportunity to. We're just going to kind of hang out here because we can go Exorcist plus Zakros Decree, hit for 3, and gain back 3 of the 4 life we have lost. Assuming we're losing 4 life here. They're rushing right into combat, so they're going to lose the card here. The memory token there gets sacrificed and they make a new one. I'll just declare no blocks. So we go to 16. They have a mountain. Is it just going to be Fabricated Anomaly? Yep. So that is a bit of a bummer, but we can work around it. We will untap. We will draw. Archival storage is interesting. We're going to play Coalesced Core. We're going to play the Exorcist before we decide on Zakros Decree or Pull of Tizerus. Let's just... I want to know what you got. I feel like my rule of thumb with Exorcist of Errors has very quickly become, yeah, whatever you put face down, feel free to hide it. I'm just going to take something interesting off the rip here. Euphemia and Reply to the Call. If they're holding Conscript, Euphemia is really bad. Reply to the Call, do I care? Do I care about Reply to the Call? I mean, it's a cheap card they can get into their graveyard for Fabricated Anomaly, but like... do I care? How much do I care if I care? Because like it lets them fiddle with math is the problem. Conscript is just really bad though. If they have like Euphemia Conscript, like they don't even need to target Euphemia. They can just take my Exorcists out of the way, and then swing Euphemia, and put a counter on it with Fabricated Anomaly. Yeah, we're gonna... I think I am gonna take Reply. Nah, I am gonna take Euphemia. I think that's the most important thing there. They might have a second one. If they do, that's fine. I think with that in mind, we're gonna go ahead and... I kind of want a Zakros Decree, but I do not want to let them get Fabricated Anomaly value. We're gonna pull the Anomaly. And I don't think we're in the business of blocking with the Reply to the Call face up, so let's get in for 2. Yeah, I'm not interested in double blocking right now. They are a combat trick deck. If I can avoid double blocking, I'd like to. But Exorcist doing its job. You know, there are cards they could still get back here. Don't tell me you have the second Fabricated Anomaly. Oh, they're paying 2 to crack open the memory and then 1 to cast an Euphemia off of that. Interesting. I see. And then they can reply to the call Euphemia here. Is that ever good for them? We take two. 2 cards in hand. We know the reply to the call. Other is unknown. They have Puzzle Box sitting here. Yeah, they don't spin the Puzzle Box now. We untap. We draw a Sealing Strike. Is there a world where we Sealing Strike the Puzzle Box token? Probably not. So I think I am most interested in getting the third Exorcist of Errors out here. Oh, crud from our opponent. They're going to reply to the call in response, targeting Euphemia. So it's going to be a 2-1 and a 1-1, and they will draw a card here. That's fine, because I think we're going to be able to get in with the Exorcist of Errors unchecked here. And we're going to gain 3 off of the Zakros Decree. Show me your face-up pile. Primal Fisher. Oh, they have two lands. All right. Well, that's their third duel. So Time-Worn Crags is going to be pretty cheap to crack. And this is just easily our best sack fodder now. So they've got Misty Peak and Primal Fisher. I will Zakros Decree. +1/+1 in lifelink. We will just swing this one. And then main 2, let's go ahead and run out Archival Storage, just to deny any flashback shenanigans before things get too out of hand. Set annotation. Blank. They pitch the Primal Fisher. That does not surprise me. But yeah, the nice thing about whiffing with Exorcist of Errors is that it's a pretty safe thing to just sort of force the block on. I will very happily just block Euphemia or the human token with Exorcist here. I might even double block, and I don't care if they get this Euphemia back. My concern is that this memory token is going to continue to get value for them, and them tapping 2 here makes me think they are getting to crack this memory. Yup. Cash Thrasher is so good. Wow, they're playing Primal Fisher off the Cash Thrasher. So keeping that land in hand to pitch to the Puzzle Box token. 2 unknowns. They are swinging all out. What could they have here that I need to be wary of? So Edgeland Pledge doesn't work. Conscript doesn't work. They have no instance in their sideboard. So the things I need to be aware of are Bleeding Out, Face of Animosity, High Voltage, Momentous Charge, Reply to the Call. Reply makes Cash Thrasher kill whatever it's in front of. Does not let Euphemia or the token kill something. Momentous Charge and Face of Animosity do. High Voltage can't be cast by itself, but if they have a 1-mana spell, they could cast High Voltage in conjunction. I think they would just Bleeding Out as soon as they can if offered the opportunity. So the question, I think, comes down to, do I value getting this Cash Thrasher off the board without burning my Sealing Strike, or would I rather just pick off Euphemia and the token? And I think the answer is keep your Cash Thrasher. Let's pick off the 1/1s. Yeah, so this is going to be Face of Animosity. Momentous Charge, also good for them. Question is, do they kill the Exorcist of Errors that has their Ephemia under it, or do they kill the one that doesn't have anything to give themselves another 1/1? Very happy I did not go for the double block on the Cash Thrasher, though. I'm very glad I got to run out this archival storage, because this looks a lot worse without the flashback. Okay, yeah, they are going for the 1/1 here. Okay, we're good to go to damage. I take 2 on first strike. And then this is down, their Ephemia is down, their 1 token is down. That seems fine to me. They had the 3rd Ephemia. My goodness. And we know the card in their hand. It's a Misty Peak. And they will probably be pitching it to 2 Puzzle Box here. Do they have basic islands? They have 1 basic island that they could fetch with the Primal Fisher, but that seems pretty bad for them. We will untap. We will... Can I move to draw? There we go. We will draw Thanax's Touch. Interesting. We'll go to main 1. I'm pretty confident in Sealing Strike killing the Cash Thrasher. I'm not sure I want to Phaenax's Touch, because while getting the last card out of their hand is good for like shutting off this Puzzle Box token for a moment, I kind of want to value the Zakros Decree trigger pretty highly. And it begs the question of, like, am I just crashing in for 6, gaining 6, and accepting that whatever they do to me next turn, I won't be able to block? That might just be fine, actually. Yeah, let's go for the Sealing Strike first and foremost. Pick off the Cash Thrasher, give this +1/+1. The horse girl lives, they say, and that is true. Get your card out of here. So they lose the Misty Peak. Set annotation, same as the other. It's appropriate given the month. This is GP Zakros. What other card should I be winning with besides Zakros Decree? Yeah, so let's get in there for 6. See if they want to block or if they want to just go to 8. They're going to 8. We'll go to 21. And then we ship on back. They're cracking Primal Fisher on upkeep, which just makes sense. I don't imagine they go get an island, right? Yeah, they got a mountain. They're going to Puzzle Box away their draw immediately, getting rid of another Misty Peak. So that's 3 Misty Peaks drawn. I think in a perfect world, we could, like, Time-Worn Crags respond to Time-Worn Crags, crack a second one, and just blow up both of their blue sources. But we're missing some land drops, so not sure if we get to ask for that much. They're paying triple red. They're cracking and playing Reply to the Call off of the memory token. Okay. So they are going to get to reply the call, make another 1/1, draw a card. 2 cards in hand now. Momentous Charge is also pretty scary. Wouldn't that be better off of... Oh, no, because this gives haste. So, yeah. So, 4 power... Wait, why 5? Oh, because it gives it to itself. Yeah, so 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. We take 9. But that's a second Momentous Charge offline. That is their memory token expended. And Grip Festivarium is awkward with our Time-Worn Crags sitting here. We will untap and draw a Primal Fissure. Yeah, let's just run this out. No need to hold on to it. And, this archival storage is ruining me. This has been a great... Yeah, I love archival storage right now. I kind of wish I was on a third. It is just that good into Momentous Charge. Like, even just Momentous Charge, it is worth having the archival storage for. It's just so important. And my opponent's not really on much in the way of artifact removal, right? Like, yeah, they're not in the business of picking off our things. They're kind of just in the business of, like, burning a couple creatures out of the way and then otherwise punching us in the face. Question is, do we take them to 4? Is taking them to 4 better than holding up blockers? Because what's the worst thing they could do to us here? They have 1 more reply to the call, so they can't exactly do a bunch of those. Conscript. They could, like, peel 1 Exorcist back, target Ephemia, make another 1/1. Actually, I think the worst thing they could do here would be rip a burn spell for Exorcist of Errors, and then Edgeland Pledge, burn us for 2, make a Solidarity token. Man, I'm so glad I took the Edgeland Pledge, though. This game would have been a lot sketchier with Edgeland Pledge rolling, even though Fabricated Anomaly gave them so many additional looks through their deck. I'm really wondering if it's worth pushing them to 4. Because this puts them much more inclined towards being on the back end. Just playing things really cautious, really safe. And then I can just kind of sit here with Time-Worn Crags up, threaten their Grip Festivarium until the end of time. And I can hold up Finax's Touch activation as well. Yeah, I gotta win. Gotta win eventually. And we'll pass. So we are not out of the woods yet, but opponent at 4 means they're going to have to be very cautious for the rest of the game. We can't attack freely into them. They can triple block and get back Edgeland Pledge or Ephemia, depending on which one they triple block. I imagine if we are offered the triple block, they kill the one that has the Edgeland Pledge under it. They are not instantly cracking the puzzle box, which means I think they drew a real spell here and are debating if they need it or if there's something better they can find. I'm hoping they decide that it's not as good as what else they could draw. They are leveling up Grip Festivarium. I will say, I don't think I crack Primal Fissure, especially if I just rip the Time-Worn Crags here. Swinging Ephemia and the Grip Festivarium. I will Time-Worn Crags the Festivarium. I'm not going to crack Primal Fissure beforehand. I'm just going to draw and see what we get. Savvy Smith is a really good draw for them. Let's crack the Finax's Touch. Inklight Dancer is huge. Oh, especially with the Savvy Smith play. We will untap, I'm going to draw before doing anything else. It's another Primal Fissure, so we can hit something meaningful next turn. Yeah, we'll just play Primal Fissure tapped. And I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to swing both, see if they take the double block. Because if they take the double block, we are golden. Okay, so they're taking 2. Oh, and we just don't need to go for the removal now. Crack here, view library, get a swamp. Oh my god, Inklight Dancer is so good. The burn is so good. Okay. Yeah, Inklight Dancer might be my favorite card from Kitsuo. There are some really fun rares in that set, some really funky rares in that set that I really love. Obviously, I like Revolt of the Palace. I'm a big fan of Aonuma's Students. I think Inklight Dancer might just be my favorite card in this deck and in the set as a whole. Like, this card, so innocuous. All right, that is going to wrap us up here for round 2. We're into round 3, undefeated both in matches and in games. Let's see how round 3 goes, and I will see you all on the other side of it. Take care.